We're live. ¿Qué pasa, campeones? Welcome to CHURROS. How lame is that? All by myself. CHURROS and Tácticas. It's Monday, the 17th, is it? Yes, it is. And we are here sans Kians. No Kians today. Our good man is traveling. Yes, indeed. And he will be back for the Patreon. And on that note, I most likely will not be able to make the Patreon. The reason being, all right, is because I will be hosting an event in my former high school on Friday. For all of you Patreons out there, or those who are not, you definitely want to sign up for this Friday's Patreon. Because what I do is I give you a sneak peek into my preparation for my welcome speech at the event that I am hosting. I am the MC. It's great pride. I'm very proud to have been selected to host the gala, the fundraiser event. And I give you guys a little sneak peek on the welcome speech that I'm preparing. Go check out the video, okay? Pay a little bit of monies. Go check it out. It's well worth it. And would love to know your feedback as well. Little warning. The topic of discussion is sensitive, but it's a truthful story. It's my story. And my arrival to Switzerland, my introduction to the Swiss international school system that went from hell to heaven as I moved from one international school to another, and eventually, upon my changing of school, found my home in ZIS, the Zurich International School, where I have made the best friends for life, and that is not an exaggeration. You will be able to hear a private phone conversation of me with my best friend Nevin, my dude. And it's a funny and good conversation. And like I said, gives you a little sneak peek on my preparation for the event, the welcome speech, and I think it's amusing. We'd like to know your feedback. Go to patreon.com/churros y tácticas cabrones. Go. Patreon.com/churros y tácticas for exclusive content. Go now. Having said that, Thank you. Having said that, we're here on a Monday. Hello, Getafe nil, Barça nil. No Kian to roll off the R's as Madrid reduce the deficit. Reduce the points from 13 to 11. We were 13 points ahead. Now just 11. Hay Liga, señores. Hay Liga. There's still Liga up for grabs. There's still Liga in play. Do not hesitate. But honestly, the real story is, of course, the bombshell. Not what I just recorded for Patreon, which is definitely a bombshell. You do not want to miss that. Patreon.com/churros y tácticas. Go now. But earlier today, mi presidente, le saludamos desde Churros because he took on the world. It was the much anticipated press conference that took place over at the Asamblea 1899 auditorium over in the Camp Nou, Spotify Camp Nou. And man, much anticipated. Why? Because unlike prior press conferences where the topic of discussion were the finances or Spy Barça or player registration, the topic for today was a little case called the Negreira case. You might have missed it. In case you've been sleeping on a rock, which most of you haven't, especially not you madridistas, Since 1994, was it? Until 2018, Barça have made payments to Negreira, the Negreira family. Let's call them the Negreira family. Faja, Shan, the two heads of the Negreira family, with respects to La Doña, of course, Mrs. Negreira, which in and of itself, 7.3 million over the span of quick maths. 1994. Okay, 29 years, something like that. 7.3 million. I cannot do the quick maths on this one. All right, let me just see. Let me divide 7.3 by the number of months. This is too much math. Hold on. Let me do it right. 7.3 million. Looks nice. I wish I had something like that in my bank account. You know what I mean? So 251,000 a year, roughly. All right, give or take. Bueno, for reports, refereeing reports. By the way, Negreira is, you know who he is. He's the second in the refereeing association, the vice presidente and vice presidente, and yeah, over these years, paid for these reports. Well, today, for me, it became clear that no, we did not pay all that money. Yes, for reports, no for buying arbitros. I don't see how we could have paid that money for influencing refereeing decisions. I am sorry to once again disappoint all of you that tune in for me to go, oh my God, it's all a lie. It was all a lie. Oh, no, I don't think so. And today, even though not a lot was said by El Presi, I think it was very good, needed, also brave of him to come out and face the press. A lot of them detractors who run our name and reputation through the mud. He had very choice words for those media outlets, as well as for certain presidents of certain organizations, institutions. Huh? Javier Tebas was called out. Shot fired. Florentino Perez was called out. Shot fired. Fired all. And he did good. I was very, even though, again, maybe questions were left unanswered. The press conference was 2 hours long. 2 hours long. Half hour of an opening statement, an hour and a half of questions. Some which were repeated, in my opinion, and I've seen the headlines, that's why I say maybe not all the answers, all the questions were answered. For me, it's like seeing the explanations that were given from the Presidente and seeing the attacks, the smear campaign, the ferocious smear campaign, as he called it, which has been vicious. This goddamn lynching, public lynching of the reputation of Barça. As I said, dragging our name through the mud, our reputation, our achievements, our history. I felt it was good. I give the press conference, all in all, a pass in flying colors. Some will be saying, we want more transparency. Okay. Meanwhile, others who are also in neck deep in mud of accusations never come out and magically make any news articles that even questions certain things, brings other things to light of controversy as well. He makes them disappear, plays the game of chess like no other, puts his pawns in very strategical positions while removing others. And our humble club, we don't have that power. We simply don't. So it was up to our president to defend our honor from all of those behind this lynching, this witch hunt, which more as the days pass by, I become more and more convinced that that is what this is. It's a witch hunt. Is everything as clean, or are we, this topic has come up in the past, and I've been very open that I think the world is corrupt. The world is a corrupt place. I don't think many, if any, play by the books. I don't believe in like meritocracy. I think more and more is becoming a myth of some sorts, because everywhere you look, under every stone that is uncovered, every nook and cranny, there's always sprinkles of conspiracies, if you want, that sometimes get proven right. Documentaries get made about it. Others don't make the light of day and stay that. Urban legends, conspiracies. And it's a shame. It's frustrating as well. I say this because, do I still have certain questions or doubts myself? Sure. However, as I've said many times on this podcast, when discussing this topic, I want to talk about it in its totality. And that means I want to talk about it from our perspective, from your perspective, from their perspective, what they have done. What are you doing? What have you done? And that's just not happening right now. Or ever, probably. Yeah, but you're the one that got caught with the hand in the cookie jar, man. You got caught. Well, not really. Not really. Because, as Laporta stated, and why Kian put out a tweet said Laporta went full-blown Diego today, is because I have also stated and reiterated in the past that these payments were done through bank transfers, meaning out in the open, not through maletines slipped under tables in restaurants. Bank transfers, they were registered, they were, presentado a la agencia tributaria, right? They were presented to the tax authorities. They were audited by KPMG. You wouldn't do that if you're trying to bribe people, right? You just don't do that. I think PK talked about it as well. That's not how this game or that side of the game works. The Spanish authorities, tax authorities, as well as the judicial system, the judge that is presiding at the moment over this ongoing case, mind you, so far has said there's no evidence of these payments being linked to influence refereeing decisions. Punto y pelota. It's an ongoing case. We will see at the end of the case what the judge ruling will be. If found guilty, may the Lord strike down upon us with his true vengeance and furious anger. Those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. But I will strike down upon he with great vengeance and furious anger. Oh no, I'm going in a loop here. Anyway. Samuel L. Jackson. What a role. Huh? What a role. Pulp Fiction, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Pulp Fiction. If you haven't seen it, I know, Keon, this has been a recent discovery for you. I'm happy. Like, those are the movies that are worth living for and watching, spending time on. So is Mario Bros, the movie. I went to see it over the weekend with the family. I was laughing my ass off. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. God damn it, I lost my pen. Oh, here it is. We're not found guilty yet, folks. Yet. What is happening to us is the media, the big media outlets with the big audiences and numbers and ratings have already deemed us guilty and are continuing this smear campaign even now. I hope that the 20 journalists that are facing charges from Football Club Barcelona will lose their cases, will, as Laporta said, will have to cough up an enormous fine because we need the money too, right? This will be great. Imagine all of these, we receive retributions in financial forms. Monies raining down upon us. That would be a dream scenario if the likes of Marca, Cope, Chiringuito, Jugones, etc., etc., and even Real Madrid, who have had to come out y personarse, right? I was talking with my boss today. How do you say it in English? It's like putting forward a personal case, a personal civil case against Barça. If we appeal or countersue, hopefully, this will translate into us being proven innocent and others having to pay, a penalty for image slandering or what's the word I'm looking for? Like false accusations and again, slandering of an image. I can't think of the word. Anyway, so there you have it. That is churros for today. No, I need to go on a bit more, don't I? But that was the big news of the day. That was the big news of the day. I had the pleasure, along with my fellow colleague Jamie Coles, Jamie the Coles in the house, to translate the 2-hour press conference. Always a challenge. It was an international feed as well, so you would have heard it all over the news, like on BBC, on CNN. I'm featured in The Guardian, on Sky News, Sky Radio, Talk Radio, ESPN, also, maybe Down Under. What you got there, mate? Sports. Stan Sports. Opta Sports. I knew it was something with sports. And, yeah, I hope I did justice to it. It's like I said, it's a challenge for both Jamie and I. Well, I would like to think that we get a pass and that we do justice to translating what was the majority, in Catalan into English, and the odd Spanish and Castellano at the end. There were mainly at the end, the Spanish question. Yeah. So anyway. This is a funny churros, huh? And trust me, if you're signing up to patreon.com/churros y tácticas to check out Friday's Patreon edition, oh my goodness, you're in for a treat. You think this is a weird churros? Wait till fucking Friday, folks. Get ready. Strap yourselves in. That one's gonna be a bumpy ride. But honestly, man, what am I going to talk about? Getafe Barça? It was painful to watch, man. It was fucking painful to watch. Oh my god. It was not a good look. Not good. The grass is fucking high. The sun, high. I like how they twisting that as well, as if Xavi was like, I'm gonna play with the sun. Stop taking things out of context. The guy was saying it as a joke. It was completely meant sarcastically or, you know, with an ironic tone to it, in the sense that, like, oh, we're not getting used to playing during the day at an odd hour. You know, it's with the sun out. Like, he wasn't saying, like, blinded my eyes, dear God, where is the goal? Guys, I can't see her. Please, score a goal. Wasn't like that. Or was it? The Madridistas are like, yeah, that's exactly how it was. What a fucking idiot. Oh my God. How many points we down? 11 still. Champions. You lucky motherfucker. I can't believe you guys are facing Chelsea, man. They lost against Brighton, right? Man. Go on, City. Go on, City. Come on, City. Pep has got to do it, man. This is the time. He's got to do it. But, yeah, anyways, just to wrap up Getafe Barça. The grass, the sun. It was an awful game. We hit the post. Twice. Not once, twice. We had a chance. Look, I'm trying to think of talking points on that game that are not going to put me in a bad mood and therefore affect my family dinner, which now they are patiently waiting for their father to join them at the table. And so we hit the post twice. Rafinha coming off. Do I like the passion? Let's call it passion he shows when he is substituted? Yes. I wonder what Xavi is going to say if he's asked that again. Did he get asked that? He might have gotten asked that, actually. Of course he got asked that. I don't know the answer to that. What he answered. At some point, though, you gotta be like, dude. Hey. Oh. Oh. Hey, I mean. At one point, there has to be that interaction between Xavi and Rafinha. For those listening to the audio, come to youtube.com/dspot to check out the video. Because you need to check out the video. It's just like I was mimicking things. Alright. And you have to keep it in check at some point. And yes, the first time Rafinha displayed that type of open disagreements, or call it annoyance, call it he was mad. What's the word I'm looking for? I hate when I cannot think of a word on air. Annoyance, disagreement. He was in disagreements with the decision. He was... I don't care. I'm going to sit here and think about the goddamn word that I'm looking for. I'm going to fucking Google it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm very sorry, listeners. But when you're like in disagreement, synonym, all right? I'm going to do it. Because normally I just continue, skip ahead, try to gloss over and ignore my lack in vocabulary diversity. The conflict, clash, contrast, excuse me. It's not really not in accordance, not in agreement, yeah. Anyways, he was pissed, man. He was dissonant. That's a good one. I hope that sticks. And I don't like to see that too much, because it's disrespectful to your teammates. You know, here's Ferran, here's Ansu. They're all like, yeah, come on, man, good game, man. Hey, man, you're right, man. Hit the post. Okay, we got 12 minutes left. Let's go. and he's like, kicking up a fuss in the dugout when it's still 0-0 and you're still trying to win 3 points in the league as soon as possible. And so you don't need that all the time. All right. And Rafinha, you're gonna be taken off. Is there a case that maybe somebody else should be taken off? A number 9 maybe, and maybe a number 10 for 9 in the 9th position could also be interesting move, and leave a Rafinha in. Because I will say this, Rafinha was having a better game than number 9. He was. It's the truth. And he was closer to scoring as well. He was. So, yeah. But bite your tongue, count to 10, be humble, stay humble, and be nice. Be a good teammate. This was your public health announcement service. Health service? Public health service. All right, I need to, I'm going to jump off pretty soon. Oh. That was the sound. This was a public service announcement. Be nice. All right, anything else? Let me just do a run through the portadas, shall we? The digital front pages, starting with our friends and colleagues from Marca. Yeah, he fired shots, boy. He fired shots at Papa Flo, at Tebas. Not so much UEFA, which, I mean, he said, he was disappointed that they bought into the hype and have joined the mob, the lynch mob. But, and he didn't talk about Rubiales. They have stayed adverse or taken a backseat approach when it comes to judging this case. Laporta desvela una conversación con Florentino. No puedo aceptarlo. So they're saying, and here Real Madrid desmonta a Laporta. Okay, so I guess Real Madrid TV, which in this case I'm not talking about Chiringuito, I'm actually talking about Real Madrid TV. They've come out with something, and well, I don't know what I'm just reading this article on the go, okay? So it says Madrid is not going to change the road that they're on. They're focused on football and Chelsea. Nothing's going to happen just because Laporta made some public comments. Yada yada. Until the end, hasta final, they're bringing a décima into this. The Super League is still present, both for the Los Blancos and the Blaugranas. Sure, there's tension on the palcos, the presidential boxes, but it's logical. It's clear that the complicidad, the complacency, the, let's say, the amnistad, the amicable relations, let's say, so how do you say complicidad? I'm very sorry, you guys are getting a crash test in a bunch of stuff in inglés, como se dice. It's clear that the good relations, complicity, okay, I should have known that. I feel the complicity has changed and has vanished between Barça and Madrid. Anyway, fuck it. They're not saying anything. They're fucking not saying anything. They're talking about like fichajes, like, yeah, in the future Madrid are just gonna buy this whole like acuerdo de señorío, this like friendship pact has disappeared. Whatever. He's not saying anything. Who wrote this article? Jose Felix Diaz. If you know one thing about Jose Felix Diaz is how anti-Barcelonista he is every single day, and his obsession with trying to add to the smear campaign. So whatever fuck he says, you have to take it with a grain of salt. Now, Laporta apparently... Yeah, so he did touch upon the fact that him and Florentino Perez had a private conversation. They said, yeah, this was discussed. So he said that I understand that he must have been under a lot of pressure from the masses, from the social masses from Madrid. And I can understand it, but I can't accept it. I can't give my opinion. But I understand that the situation is difficult, but it doesn't seem right that they had to go take that step to open a case, a personal civil case against Barça. Y esto se ha hablado, he said. And that really caught my attention as well when he said that. He said, this has been discussed. So clearly there has been a discussion or communication, whether it's face-to-face, over the telephone, over WhatsApp, between Laporta and Florentino. So, and I'm happy he came out. He said everything. I do. I'm happy he came out and said all that. He said what needed to be said and needed to be heard. All right, man. Look, I'm that's it. Half hour. I've completed the 30-hour mark. That's enough for one churros. All right, folks. Again, sorry for the format. I hope it's been entertaining. You've had a pretty crazy churros today. Pretty crazy Diego. I mean, you don't often see this side of me. Kind of funny and goofy. This is how I am on a daily basis with my kids. I kid you not. I am constantly doing voices and doing this. So if you enjoy it, then good for you. If not, then that's too bad. You must have had some fun if you've stuck around for the whole 30 minutes of this. All right, fine. Just quickly, the other portadas. You know, they're all going to talk about the same thing. It's 5 to 8. That's why my family's waiting for me. All right, AS. I always like to look at the Madrid newspapers first. Always. This is fijo, standard. It's always been the case. Even before internet, I would always look at the front pages of Marca and AS. The digital front page of AS. The world press. Violence against Madrid and victimization. Violence against Madrid. The violence. The vile. And the victimization. All right. As expected. Carleto Angelotti says, I didn't see Laporta. It's something that is under investigation. Hey! Carleto hits the nail on the head once again. Never a wrong thing said. Almost never. That's almost never. Not unless he talks about invented penalties and whatnots. He's had 2 times when he's pasado la raya, when he crossed the line. But in this case, that's it. That's all you gotta say. It's something that is being investigated. I will reserve the right to maintain my silence until a judge says, not guilty. Guilty, all of you that are accusing this not guilty party. Pay money, lots of money to the not guilty. You pay fucking a lot of money, okay? I know you got money. Pay it. Let's hope the judge will say that exactly in that way. All right, now moving on. Oh my God, la respuesta más. I love coming to ask for this. La respuesta más dura de Roncero a Laporta tras sus explicaciones sobre Negreira. Tomás Roncero ha reaccionado a la rueda de prensa de Laporta sobre el Barça Gate y ha dejado este discurso para el recuerdo. ChatGPT translate. The answer. The hardest answer
of Roncero to Laporta after his explanations about Negreira. Thomas Roncero has reacted after the press conference that Laporta held about Barça Gate.
I thought Barça Gate was like a Bartomeu is another one. There are many. They should be more specific. Barça Gate part 1, part 2, anyway.
About Barça Gate, and he left it clear this discussion is for the eternity.
Let's go to a more friendly newspaper, shall we? Sport.es. More friendly. I kid, of course. I kid. More friendly, my ass. Maybe in this case, though. Go on! Sports. Sport.es. For all your Spanish sport news, I go to sport.es. Unless it's not loading like it is now, in which case we press stop and try mundodeportivo.com, which has also stopped loading. This, folks, is my daily battles with my Wi-Fi. Not my wife and I. My Wi-Fi. My internet. Not my Wi-Fi. Not my wife and I. You understand? It's not loading. It's not working. And that means it's a goner, folks. It's all over. I'm quitting this broadcast. I hope you've enjoyed it. Churros, once more, for everybody. But don't forget, go on to patreon.com/churros y tacticas for the Friday edition, which this week is particularly juicy. You won't want to miss it, folks. So go on over now, pay a couple of extra bucks, do it already, and help us poor journos live a better and more free life. Do it! Go! patreon.com/churrositacticas. Pay a couple of buddy. Support independent journalism. Will ya? Please. That's all I got for you. I'm out of here, folks. I'm losing my mind. I need to eat. And so does my family. It's been a pleasure. We'll see you on Friday. I will not see you. I will from something that I've just recorded prior to this. Bye-bye now.